White House says we will keep on dropping those bombs in Cambodia as long as North Vietnamese troops are still there. Maury Alter at 12 noon with news from KFMB. News Chief Ron Ziegler says our objective, and these are his words, is to see an end to the fighting. And he adds, an end to that fighting can come if the communists choose to end it. Ziegler repeated the U.S. demand that North Vietnam abide by the Paris Peace Agreement, calling for withdrawal of all foreign troops from Cambodia and Laos. Now, on another matter...
Reports that a deal has been struck to permit White House aides to testify under oath in public over the Watergate case are denied by a spokesman for the president here at the White House. We're told no decision has been made to permit aides to testify, but that there is ongoing communication between the White House and the Senate Select Committee to see if some type of arrangement might be worked out. The plan, as reported in the Chicago Tribune, which would permit aides to testify but still claim executive privilege to certain questions, is clearly within the realm of possibilities being discussed. Tom Jerwell, ABC News at the White House.
Beirut, an Arab guerrilla leader, says Arab retaliation against Israelis will be swift and terrible. He was talking about that deadly Israeli commando raid this week in Beirut. Meanwhile, at the United Nations...
The Security Council will meet again this afternoon to consider Lebanon's complaint against the commando attack by Israelis against Palestinian guerrilla leaders in Beirut. Foreign Minister El Zayed of Egypt is expected to speak to the Council here at UN headquarters today. U.S. Ambassador John Scali takes the view that only a resolution which condemns terrorism by both Jews and Arabs would be acceptable. At yesterday's meeting, Scali strongly denied any U.S. involvement in the raid on Lebanon. Israel's Ambassador Yosef Tekoa is taking the line that Lebanon has become the chief base and refuge of terrorists and must expect to take the consequences. Lebanon wants the Council to stop any further Israeli raids. This is John McVeigh, ABC News, United Nations.
On the home front, county supervisors go back into session this afternoon to talk about the activities of the Planned Parenthood organization. It involves an organization request for continued funding. Critics of Planned Parenthood say the informational programs they are into are too promiscuous. You think you pay some taxes. San Diego Gas and Electric Company has just paid its second installment on its $72.73 property taxes here in the county. $7,287,000. Vince Lawford joining me now. And Vince, I know you've been on the phone with the Highway Patrol. What's the story?
We're still talking about county business, but unhappy business at the moment, Maury. One county employee was killed, another seriously injured when their Department of Public Works car and a truck collided today on Old Highway 101 in Leucadia. In Scripps Hospital with major injuries is Richard Campbell of 34th Street, San Diego. The name of the dead man has not been released as yet by the coroner's office. The driver of the truck, Charles Richard Hallman of this city, wasn't hurt.
Thank you, Vince. There has been a lot of talk of late about returning Vietnam veterans and how many of them are hooked on drugs. In Pittsburgh, a news conference asked Donald Johnson, head of the Veterans Administration, just how many there are on drugs.
Well, we estimate, and it's a very difficult thing to get a good estimate, but we do estimate there are about 60,000 veterans of the Vietnam conflict who are addicted to the opiate derivatives, that is heroin or cocaine.
That news gathering asked the VA boss Johnson, too, if the remaining Vietnam vet is better off than those of wars before him.
For the most part, that this Vietnam veteran is doing a better job in making readjustment than his predecessors. I think this is illustrated by the fact that the Vietnam veteran is taking greater advantage of the GI Bill than either his World War II father or his Korean brother.
Donald Johnson, head of the Veterans Administration, speaking at a Pennsylvania news conference. From the Jerry Gross Sports Hotline, San Diego Padres 2-5 in the National League after losing to Atlanta again last night, host Houston, and that happens tonight.
Say, here's how to start your weekend off winging and swinging. Drop into the beautiful panoramic harbor lounge of the Sheraton Inn Airport. That's the new in-place to be anytime. But Friday night, well, it's something else. Be there during the Golly Hour, and you'll see what I mean. The Golly Hour is the Sheraton Inn Airport's version of a happy hour with Golly-sized drinks. But at 6:05, things really start jumping when the Hotline Sports Show with Jerry Gross goes on the air live right from the Harbor Lounge. That's when you meet the top sports celebrities, the names that are making the sports news right now. See them, talk to them, enjoy the Golly Hour and the Hotline Sports Show. That's why the Smart Crowd is way into the new in-place to be every Friday. And while you're there, make it a point to enter our Name the Lounge contest. There's a free weekend for two in San Francisco via United Airlines waiting for the winner. The Sheraton Inn Airport on Harbor Island, where you'll have a wall-to-wall ball. and you'll enjoy it all at the Harbor Lounge, Sheraton Inn Airport.
San Diego's weather, we're looking for 65 in the city, 70 in the valley, partly cloudy. Tonight down to the mid-50s in town, low 50s in the valley. Right now 64 San Diego, 67 in El Cajon. Maury Alter, KFMB News.
Mark Anthony, KFMB.
Little darling, it's been a long, long, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles are returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since they've been there. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right.
She always probably will be. She's still performing. I understand she's going to be starting a tour of Japan next week, which will take her all the way through the middle of next month. And she did get married, didn't she? I wondered, I just was thinking, if Brenda Lee got married, then the name really isn't Brenda Lee anymore. Unless she married Pinky Lee or something.
After the dawn of the age of the wheel came the dawn of the age of the Oldsmobile. And many human beings wanted to own one, especially after they were shown one. But some lived on blocks with small parking spots. And some lived on budgets that were not a lot. Thus came the new, smaller size, smaller priced Olds called Omega. Manufacturer suggested retail price $2,612.70 for the two-door coupe. Optional equipment, destination charge, state and local taxes are additional. And many human beings dreamed of this sturdy little Omega as a second car, while others deemed it a first car. And their voices rang out together.
We love this Olds Omega!
Can I hear that pronunciation with a song in your hearts?
Olds Omega, a chip of the old block, a chip of the old block.
Omega, a chip off the Olds block. At your Oldsmobile dealer now.
Look at that little person in your glove compartment saying...
Are you sure there's only 1 calorie in 6 ounces of Tab?
I'm sure. It's sugar-free, you know.
But can you be sure there's only 1 calorie?
How would you like to taste the great flavor of Tab?
Very good.
It's the taste that made us number one.
I'll sing to that.
If you're not finding flavor in your sugar-free soft drink and you think nothing can be done, then just try Tab, the sugar-free soft drink with the taste that's number one.
I don't believe it.
Believe it. Believe it.
But Tab is delicious.
Yes.
And it's sugar-free.
Yes.
And it says just 1 calorie in 6 ounces.
Yes.
Can I have another sip?
Don't you think we ought to sing first?
If you're not finding flavor in your sugar-free soft drink and you think nothing can be done, then just try Tab, the sugar-free soft drink with
right now, the 8-bottle carton of Tab is on sale at a super low price.
KFMB.
76 Spectacular continues this hour as we give away another Seiko watch in just a couple minutes to make somebody else eligible to win 7 days and 6 nights at Mammoth, or jewels valued at $1,760 on the Spectacular 76.
Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye. God, it looks like Daniel. There must be the clouds in my eyes. They say Spain is pretty, though I've never been. Daniel says it's the best places I could ever see. Oh, and he should know he's been there enough. Lord, I miss Daniel. Oh, I miss him so much. Oh, Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died, but you see more than I. Daniel, you're a star in the path of the sky. Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel the pain of the scars that won't heal? Your eyes have died, but you see more than I. Daniel, you're a star in the path of the sky. Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel waving goodbye. God, it looks like Daniel. Must be the clouds in my eyes. Oh God, it looks like Daniel. Must be the clouds in my eyes.
The next #1 record for Elton John. Daniel. Words by Bernie Taupin. Vocal music by Elton John. And you'd have to probably ask both of them to explain the whole thing to you before you entirely understood it. It's 16 minutes after noon from KFMB. Your best car buy, always new or used, is the National City Mile of Cars in National City. You know, everybody at the Carville ice cream store is so nice, and that's in addition to the fact that they have the most delicious ice cream anywhere in San Diego, or a lot of other places for that matter. So there's a couple really good reasons right now to go visit the Carville ice cream store in your neighborhood. 5 locations in San Diego. Good people to deal with, delicious ice cream made fresh daily right at your local Carville store. And if that's not enough reason to go, here's another good reason. It's the Charlie and Harrigan special of the week. All you have to do to get a delicious cherry sundae for only 39 cents, instead of paying the normal 60 to 65 cents, is go in and ask for the Charlie and Harrigan special, because that's what it is this week. A delicious cherry sundae from Carville Ice Cream. It'll only be 39 cents if you ask for it. Now, you have to ask for it. Just walk in and say, oh, those 2 nutty guys on the radio, Harrigan and Charlie, I want their special. And they'll be glad to give it to you. They have a lot of other good things, too. Cones, thick malts, shakes, anything you want. Carville Carvel ice cream people have been in business since 1934, and they know what they're doing, and everybody loves it. Visit the Carvel ice cream store near you. There's one at 6808 University, a half block west of 70th, also one at 3127 54th Street, 1/4 mile south of University. This is a spooky song, perfect for Friday the 13th.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone and packed around alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a
KFMB with Clark Anthony. Those are the Tornadoes and Telstar. Yes, you can tell Star, but if he has a big head, you'll probably have to tell him 2 or 3 times before anything gets done.
Let dreams help you remember just the way it was.
Hi. I get a chance to talk daily with gals of all ages and tip them off on some good buys. Now, what 2 things please a woman most? Memories and flowers, especially an orchid. I don't mean those little Hawaiian orchids. I mean a genuine Cymbidium orchid corsage in its own special file. That's what the 20 Dean's drive-through photo service locations have as their Easter special. A beautiful Cymbidium orchid corsage, 2 rolls of color print film, 12 exposures to fit your Instamatic camera, all for just $2.95. But the offer is good now through the 21st of this month only. 2 rolls of color print film, 12 exposures to fit your Instamatic camera, and a beautiful Cymbidium full-size orchid corsage for only $2.95. So take home flowers and shoot you some Easter memories. Dean's Photo Service, where memories develop all over town.
Let Dean's help you remember just the way it was.
Winnebago is the greatest name in motor homes. And on Sunday, April 15th, see the largest selection of motor homes in San Diego at the grand opening of Rolling Homes, 6060 Federal Boulevard. Rolling Homes is San Diego's only Winnebago dealer. And at the grand opening, you'll also see the Winnebago motor home that the Cuff Mug will be giving away. It'll be on display all day. And if you've been looking for recreation for the whole family to enjoy, step inside a Winnebago. You'll find everything that you'd expect or want in a home away from home. And there's a Winnebago to fit your family and your budget. Look them over at the grand opening of Rolling Homes, 6060 Federal Boulevard on April the 15th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rolling Homes will be giving away an AM/FM stereo cassette player and recorder to celebrate their grand opening. See the whole line of Winnebago motor homes at San Diego's only Winnebago dealer, Rolling Homes, 6060 Federal Boulevard at their grand opening Sunday, April 15th.
And also Sunday from 11 to 4, Patty Pickup. And the 22-foot Winnebago that KFMB will be giving away will be on display at Rolling Homes during the grand opening.
KFMB.
Gilbert O'Sullivan's latest song is just entirely out of the question.
One minute you say you will and the next you won't. One minute you want me and the next you don't. You're turning me upside down, giving me the runaround. Don't think that I don't know I do. Don't think that I won't go. You watch me. It isn't out of the question. One minute you're kissing me and the next you're not. One minute you remember
Albert O'Sullivan on the Cuff Club, KFMB San Diego. And, of course, you realize that before it changed, this was
The voice of Helen Reddy. She's come a long way.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore, and I know too much to go back and pretend.
Helen Reddy.
In the morning fun when no one will be drinking any more wine.
And we thought you might want something a little extra. So along with Helen Reddy, KFMB presents Mac Davis.
Well, I could just sit around making music all day long. There he sits with a pen and a yellow bed. He's a handsome lad. That's my boy.
Friday night, April 13th, in concert, Helen Reddy and Mac Davis together. Helen Reddy and Mac Davis in concert Friday night, April 13th at the Golden Hall Community Concourse. Tickets on sale now at the Civic Theater, box office, Highlander Men's Stores, and Metro Ticket Agencies. Produced by Artist Consultants. Presented by KFMB.
A lot of legwork. Some people's idea of how to get their car financed. They buy the car one place, finance it somewhere else, and go to still another place for the car insurance. General Motors Acceptance Corporation, GMAC, would like to help. So when you decide on that Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Opel, or Cadillac you've had your eye on, pay particular attention to the little blue and white sticker you're likely to see on the car window. The one that says, GM made it. Our GMAC plan can make it yours. It means that your dealer uses GMAC, and you can buy the car and obtain financing for the car insurance, and creditor life insurance at terms to fit your budget, right on the spot. What does all this mean to you? A lot less running around. So look for the GMAC sticker. GMAC. We uncomplicate things.
This is KFMB Involved.
This is Don Brock. Jerry Baker, the author of Planter Like People and other books, is called America's Master Gardener. And I ask about his start.
It was fine till we moved to Kansas City from Detroit. My dad was transferred during the war. And while a moving van was moving in furniture, I was scouring the neighborhood, and I spotted a greenhouse. And I was up about 15 feet above it on a knoll. And there were rocks underneath my feet. So I picked up the rocks and broke into the gardening business. 19 panes of glass in the greenhouse window, and the guy caught me. And he put my right rear pocket up in my left front pocket. I mean, all the way home. My dad said, I'll pay for it. And he said, oh, no, you won't, mister. That kid's going to pick every piece of glass out of those little bitty seedlings. I stayed with that man for 5 years. No, it didn't take me that long, folks, but to pick it up. But I stayed with it, and I made money as a youngster all through my childhood days and through my teenage days. And then when I got out of high school and went into service, I was put into gardening in the Air Force, keeping the base up, and base commander's home, and had a lovely home in England, and then came out and became a policeman because it was a childhood ambition, and I always wanted to be a policeman. I think everybody should fulfill their childhood ambitions, and I have a book coming out in about a year called The Goal Seeker's Guide to Success, which tells how to make $1 million, whether you want to or not. So I was a policeman, and there, my cover, I worked Vice and Conspiracy. And my cover was as a landscaper, a gardener, a tree trimmer. That's what I used to use as a cover. And so I've been at gardening just all the time while I was a policeman. I had the business going to establish my front. Well, it was a very successful business, and I ended up leaving the police department.
To be the gardener, there's some you're the kind of guy that we should do about 4 weeks of separate programs because you do so many things. There are fascinating things coming out. I think I mentioned to you, I think it was Family Circle magazine, an article recently, and I jotted down some over the weekend. I looked at them again. But one of the things I know you endorse, it's really not, you don't produce it, but it fascinates me. I have